Okay, what I have here is for the Mercedes-Benz. I have the pump housing and I have a cutout of the bell housing pocket. Okay, and here are the pump gears. Okay, the outer pump gear and the inner pump gear. Okay, what I have here are two plates. This plate here is made by Exidy. Wait, you can see that. And if this plate here is claimed by Exidy to be used for a good bell housing only. Okay, this cutout here is one of an undamaged bell housing. Okay, now what they claim is that if you use this plate on a good bell housing, it's supposed to protect it. And the way the plate goes into the bell housing is like such. So the plate fits into the bell housing this way. Okay, and the pump gears will rotate on the bell housing. Okay, they will rotate. And this here goes on top. So this will be sandwiched in, but this goes on top just like this. Okay. Now, the thing with this plate, as you can see, it has a thin rim here and it has a lot of gap. It cannot be used, or they don't recommend it by their claim to be used for a damaged bell housing. Even though they claim it to be used for a good bell housing, the concern that was brought to me was that if the pump gear breaks, as we've see how it breaks, that when this spins, the torque converter spins the pump gear, that it is capable of the broken piece to grab onto the rim of this plate here and twist it. As it grab on, it might catch the end rim and then twist the plate up while it's on the inside. If that happens, it will damage the plate and also still damage the bell housing. So that's a very real possibility, because when the gear does break, it does dig down into the magnesium bell housing. So therefore, it could grab onto the edge of this. However, this is determined as being recommended for a good bell housing only. Okay. Also, I want to show you how the plate would look. The pump gears go on the inside here. This plate will go in here and this will go inside. So the way it would look, if this plate is used, it would look like this. Let's see if I got that right. I'm going to get the holes lined up properly. Oh, I guess this is the way. Okay, yeah. It would look like this. Okay, now if you look at this, you can still see the pump gears in here. Okay, you can see the pump gears. Here's the inlet and outlet holes, which means, as I said, if this pump gear was to break, it's possible that it can grab this thin rim. Now this would be like this now. It's possible it can grab this thin rim and then chew it up. As opposed to that plate, we have this plate here. Now this plate is different in that there is a solid surface area here. Okay, and it can be used for a damaged bell housing, or it can be used to protect an undamaged bell housing. Okay, so as you see, the way it would go in would be the same way, like there. And you can see that there is a solid surface area here, and the gears would ride on this plate like so. Okay, because there is a solid surface area. The gears would ride on here like so. Okay, now if we were to put the gear inside of the pump housing, like so, and put this plate on, the difference is you will see that you cannot see the gears at all. They are completely enclosed within this pump housing. Therefore, there is no way that the gears, if they do break, can get out. So they cannot get out to damage the bell housing at all. So if one has a bell housing that you bought for $600–700, which those bell housings cost about that much, I would recommend putting this plate inside of that bell housing so that if the gears happen to break, then you don't have to worry about buying another bell housing, because this definitely will protect it. Whereas this one here, as again, is not recommended. It has too much open area. They do recommend to use this on a good bell housing, but they claim it will protect it. However, by the gears being exposed here and here, if they so break, it might grab onto the edge here and twist this plate up. This goes inside like this, okay? And this one goes inside the same way. So on the market, you do have two choices. You have the one that's solid and the one that is not as solid. The one that has a solid surface area and the one that does not. The one that is claimed to be used for a good bell housing only, which is this one here, or the one that can be used for be used in a damaged bell housing or to protect a good bell housing. And it works very well. We have used these in Sprinter vehicles. I've said it before. We've used it in the Mercedes and any Nag 1, Nag 2. I've told you what we've used this plate in, and it works fine. This one works very well. Protect it completely, because if the gears were to break, they are not exposed. They cannot get out of the plate whatsoever. Once they are in, they're not touching at all. As you can see, it will fit just like this, and then the bolts will bolt through the holes, and then you'll be ready to go. Now there are some who, if you have a damaged bell housing and they're concerned about if this part is gouged out, that if you use just this plate, that there might be some type of cross leak. It's possible that if you try to use this plate, that there might be some cross leaks. It's possible because this part is going to be gouged out, and it's sucking from the inlet here. Okay, and you have the gears here. Put this here. This way. You have the gears here that's pulling from here, and they're spinning right here also. So there might be some type of spinning here. There might be some type of cross leak here with this type of plate here, which is probably why it's not recommended for damaged bell housing. But when using this plate here, you don't have to concern yourself with any cross leaks, because the inlet holes and the outlet holes are only exposed. Everything else is sealed off. There is nothing. The gears provide a tight seal. It provides a tight seal, so therefore it cannot come out. There cannot be any cross leak. So if you're looking at this part here, and here's the bell housing part. If this is inside of the bell housing, As you can see, it's a solid surface area. You don't have to worry at all what's going on underneath, because the gears are tightly squeezed in by the solid surface area of this plate.